What's up, Sidebar gang? Today we got a great episode for you guys. Dan and I, we played all the hits. Best line, best scene, best performance. Cam not listening to Dan when he talks. It all works out.
We also got some great What You've Been Watching out of the boys today. We talk a little Anora. We talk a little Oscars 2019, what happened where. We get into all the Guy Ritchie movies that we have not seen, which turns out there's quite a few.
Some unexpected that we have seen, though. Some unexpected.
Yeah, kind of. Yep, agreed.
Shout out Aladdin.
Shout out Aladdin.
Shout out Will Smith.
You guys better love Aladdin by the end of this episode. We also just talk about how much we both love Colin Farrell, Charlie Hunnam, and Hugh Grant. So be prepared. All right, let's get into it, baby. Yous are embarrassing yourself here, lads. Kids stab, girls shoot, boys punch, grown-ups fight with their heads. That's where the real battle is. Up here, in the sidebar. Now wake up, lads. Life's quick. You're slow. Life's hard on a bone top.
Sidebar.
Sidebar.
I thought we were doing thumbs up. You pointed. We're doing thumbs up. What?
You said clap.
Bro, how do we start the podcast on this note? We're 5 seconds in. You're already messing up.
How many episodes have we done?
Dude, I thought we were Pod Force 1. We're supposed to be united. Where do we?
Wait, I thought of a new name.
Which one?
Podophiles. Is that what can we call our listeners that?
How do I call my parents to get picked up from a podcast? I'm uncomfortable.
I think it's clever. What else can we do?
That's awful.
Well, we had added it to a long list of good pod puns.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the sidebar, everybody.
Riveting first minute already.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How about you?
I'm all right. I watched something the other day that kind of annoyed me, so I'm ready to talk about it today.
Oh, yeah? What you been watching, Dan?
I think once again...
Don't even tell me you watched another The Gorge movie again.
Well, first of all, I would watch The Gorge again.
Before, back to the algorithm. I'm getting ads for The Gorge now.
Yeah, okay, see? Is it
like,
good?
This is the... I mean, we haven't watched it yet. It hasn't gotten to the point where I'm getting spammed enough where that's the next watch. You know, We'll see 3 episodes from now where I pop up, what have you been watching lately, and it's The Gorge, but...
That's a good segue into why we chose to do today's movie, because we were both getting flooded with TikToks about The Gentleman. So I think we both decided to...
Great.
And it's funny too, and we'll talk about it in Best Scene. I get the same 3 scenes from The Gentleman on TikTok. There's only
I guarantee number one is spoilers for later in the episode. Coach in the deli, right?
We'll go through it. Coach in the deli 1. Actually, no. Charlie Hunnam getting the phone back. Thumbs up. Charlie Hunnam getting the phone back is 1. Coach in the deli is 2. And then I think I think 3 is just another Charlie Hunnam scene, because you'll find a common theme in what I love most about this movie, and that's mostly just his character. But yeah, before we get into that, we'll come back to The Gentleman in a bit. Before, let's get into what you've been watching, which again is a newer category. It's only the second time we've done it, where we kind of just rap about some things that we've watched recently. It could be anything, Cam. It could be rewatches. It could be you've seen it for the first time. It could be guilty pleasures with your girlfriend. You never know. Because I know that I have plenty of those. So, don't be afraid to tell us what you've been watching. I'll start.
Do you want to go first? Yeah, I cut you off before, so feel free.
Let's go back and forth. I've recently been watching this really fun show on Netflix called The Residence. And for anybody who hasn't heard, it's relatively new. It's on Netflix. It's a Shonda Rhimes show, and if you know, Shonda Rhimes has written. Yeah, she's
Shondaland. Okay.
Shondaland. Yep. Shondaland is huge, and it's phenomenal. It's a Knives Out style, whodunit murder mystery in the White House, which is fun. And I love a whodunit. Like I'm a slut for a whodunit. Like just show me, and like I don't even care if it's good or bad. Like I feel like I've just cycled through like 6 or 7 whodunits, and even if they're not good, like maybe the writing's a little cheesy, the acting's cheesy, I'm still gonna get sucked in. It's just such an easy way for me to totally get sucked in. But this show's fun as hell. I think somebody from Knives Out was involved in this show. I don't remember who. It's not obviously it's not Ryan Johnson, but it gives me it's got the Knives Out take. So if you're into that kind of thing, dude, you should watch
Well,
the rest.
I was gonna say like write down for a later episode. Like we got to do a murder mystery like type,
Well, Knives
type
Out.
thing.
I mean, Knives Out would be perfect. Knives Out is one of my favorite. It's such a fun movie and it's a good rewatchable movie because I rewatched it not that
Yeah.
long ago.
Mm-hmm.
But this is fun, man. And what I think is cool about this show, The Residence, is like it's about murder mystery in the White House. Got a great cast.
Mm-hmm.
Giancarlo Esposito, Gus Fring. The main woman is a woman named Uzo Aduba. I hope I pronounced that right. She's Crazy Eyes from Orange Is the New Black. So if
Okay.
anybody's seen Orange Is the New Black, she's a menace in that show. Like she's terrifying, but in this show, crazy. She's no, sorry, not crazy. Not crazy in the meaning of crazy eyes. Crazy in the fact that she's phenomenal and she's really funny. She's got a cool detective name, like what's his name, Benoit Blanc or a Hercule Poirot. Like she's sick too. Who else? No, honorable mentions. Al Franken is in this movie. Do you know who Al Franken is? He was like a senator who turned into a comedian, or a comedian turned
Yes.
senator.
Yep.
You see
Rings a
him,
bell.
you recognize, you know his face. And Kylie Minogue, who is a singer, who sings the la 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 la. And then they have Hugh Jackman in it, but they only ever talk about Hugh Jackman, and it's not actually a guy who is playing Hugh Jackman, which
You
I
said it's a
actually love.
movie.
No, it's
You
a
said it's a
TV
movie
show.
or okay, TV show. Okay.
But
How many
here's the
seasons?
thing though, is they bring up Hugh Jackman as a character played by another actor, which I always think is fun when movies and TV shows do
Okay.
that.
All right.
It's kind of
That's an
weird.
interesting. Yeah, it's a subversion of
Um,
expectations.
yes, The Residence, Netflix, Who Done It. If you're looking for a good murder mystery, relatively clean, it's not too crass. And I definitely fall asleep during the end of each episode. That's because it's late and I want to go to bed. But then I always rewatch it, and it's fun. It's got a lot of moving parts. Oh, also,
Mhm.
what the hell is the guy's name from My Name Is Earl? Jason Lee. Jason Lee is also in it. So,
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, Residence is sick. So I would recommend it.
Nice.
Fun whodunit.
All right.
You can never have too many whodunits.
All right. Awesome, man. I'll go next. One thing I did watch related to the movie too, and I watched it because of the movie. And it's more I watched a lot of clips of it. I'm not gonna say pretend I sat down and watched the whole thing start to finish
Did you watch the
because
show,
of
The
Colin.
Drama?
No, 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 no. That would have been a better idea, probably. I
Yeah,
watched Horrible
yeah.
Bosses. I watched Horrible Bosses with Colin Farrell.
I keep
Because
forgetting
all I
Colin.
can remember him is the boss in that movie, and the whole like we'll get into best performance later, but guy's unrecognizable role to role sometimes. He does a real good job with that, and I just can think of he's the son of the boss of that company who passes
What's his
away.
name?
He's just a total shithead the whole time. Oh, I can't remember his name. Oh man,
Bobby something.
it's
He's the one who
definitely a
goes.
Bobby. It's
He's the
definitely a
one who
Bobby
goes.
something.
He goes. You need to trim all the fat, and by that I
Yeah,
mean no. I want you to fire the fat people.
yeah, dude. Like
He's great in
it's
that
so,
movie. Dude. I always
so
forget
funny.
about him in that movie. Holy hell!
Yeah, so funny.
Horrible Bosses is
Um,
good, and the sequel was good to Horrible Bosses.
Sequel's underrated. The sequel's
The se-
underrated.
the
You know.
sequel is underrated. Also, Horrible Bosses one brought us Motherfucker Jones. That's like one of
Yeah.
he's one of the best Jamie Foxx
Great
performances.
cast in that movie too. Great cast.
Oh
Like, you have Charlie Day.
yeah,
You have Jason Bateman,
yep.
Sudeikis.
Sudeikis,
I mean you have what was it?
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin's before the cancellation. Right
Before,
before they snuck him in at the end of his career. Is that his last film? No way
um,
that's Kevin. I need to find that out right
no,
now.
you got to
There's
find that
no
out.
way.
And yeah, I'm gonna tiptoe around Kevin Spacey, but I don't know if you've seen it, but Kevin Spacey's extremely active on Twitter these days.
No, I haven't
he
been on.
he's like destined to. He's kind of doing like the OJ thing, where OJ would be
Mm.
like, still trying to find the murderer. Like where Kevin Spacey's just like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out who did all this. It's like,
Yeah.
bro,
If I did it, man.
yeah, brother, it was you. Jennifer Aniston.
Yep.
Who's the so Colin Farrell, Jennifer Aniston, Kevin Spacey, the bad boss. Then
I think that's it. And then we got Chris Pine in the sequel. Chris Pine in number 2,
is
which
he in
we
the
can talk
second
about
one?
too. He's the second one. He's the guy who's Fight Clubs himself, bro. He beats himself up in the thing
That's
because to
right.
pretend he's kidnapped. And
That's right.
Sudeikis is just like he's Fight Clubbing himself
He's Fight
all the
Club
time.
himself. And you got some and then you got is Donald Sutherland is in
Donald
that
Sutherland.
too.
Yep, Donald Sutherland's in
Um
it too.
I just googled the Horrible Bosses cast, and Meghan Markle is in that movie. Is that
I don't
facts?
remember. I don't remember his what.
I don't know. Sometimes when you just Google cast of movies, like some weird shit comes up. Julie Bowen, is she in it from Modern Family? I don't know if I remember her
Yeah,
in it. Maybe we're bleeding into the second one a little bit, but yeah,
I
Horrible
think so.
Bosses.
Yeah. Oh no, I
With
think
that,
she played the. I think Julie Bowen played Charlie Day's wife in that movie. If I think
no,
so.
no, no. Charlie Day's wife is played by her name's Lindsay Sloan, and she's in a lot of stuff. Lindsay Sloan. She's like the girl next door in a lot of movies. You'd
Okay.
recognize her if you saw her. Um, that's a good one. Did you find out if it was Spacey's last movie?
No, it wasn't. He was all the way through 2017.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, I
No,
thought he
he's
got.
still making movies, dude.
Yeah,
He's still
that's what I'm
making
saying,
movies.
dude. He's
He's not
he's
even
out there.
canceled.
He's out there trying to find him. Not, but he didn't he get cut from.
How can I forget he was in Baby Driver in 2017 too? What an
Yeah,
idiot,
that's
dude.
actually I watched that. It
Good
wasn't.
movie.
It was
It's
like
a good.
last year. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Phenomenal soundtrack. But no, Spacey got the axe from fucking House of Cards, like
Yeah.
mid show, and that
Yeah.
was
Well,
probably
it was a
God. I
huge
mean,
deal at the time for Netflix because that was their like before they were pumping out originals. That was their like
that was
thing.
their first
We.
big
It's
original. Was
funny you
House of
mentioned
Cards.
Orange is the New Black too. I think those were like the first two they really did.
It was
You
House of
know,
Cards and Orange is the New Black, and then House of Cards kind of just fell apart, and Orange is the New Black became like the it show for Netflix.
that was a good one. That was a good one. The House of Cards fell apart.
Yeah,
Did you play in that? That's good.
I'm not. This isn't just a hat rack, my friend. A movie that I watched the other day, and I obviously owed it to myself too, was Anora. Best Picture
That's
winner,
it.
Best Picture winner, Anora.
Mhm.
And I think you should watch it. It's on Peacock or Hulu or something, somewhere where you can watch it if you have a subscription.
Mhm.
Um, and good, really good movie. So Mikey Madison, she won the Oscar for it, obviously, deservedly so. Even though I'm a Wicked stan, and I think that Wicked got super snubbed at the last Oscars, which we haven't really talked much about the last Oscars, but I don't know if you've seen a lot of movies from what happened, in the past year or so.
I
Um,
remember not at all.
there was a lot of good movies that came out, in 2024. Wicked was obviously one of them. Dune 2 was one of my favorites. People love The Brutalist,
I
Conclave.
saw I saw Dune. That was the only one.
Dune. You saw Dune
Dune
1
two.
or
I
Dune
watched them back
2?
to back.
Dune
Dune
2 was
two.
incredible. It was. I would go as far to say it was one of the best
Yeah.
experiences I ever had in a movie theater.
I look. I'm hesitant to say this before you blow up at me, telling me I'm a heathen and I have no class and I don't know anything. Right?
I wasn't gonna say that.
Felt it just felt so goddamn slow in the middle, dude. I got to give it another chance, maybe. But like me and my brother saw it in the theater, and like I was falling asleep at times. Now, bad theater experience, right? Let's talk real quick about those. What was your worst theater experience? Because this picture, right, in the thing, it was like crooked on the screen. I had to go complain. Me and my brother were the only two people in the theater too.
That's
So it's
wild.
like, yeah, we
That's
saw it. I
wild.
think like at the end of its like run. No, there's no way. We watched the first one the day before too, so we could be like prepped going in,
Yeah,
right? And first one, I like the first one. Yeah, sets it up. It's like an origin story. You know, nothing's really going to happen of substance.
yeah.
You
There's
know,
not. I mean, there's some. Dune 1 was good, but Dune 2 I thought was great.
yeah. They're making the
So,
third one. They
so
do.
the screen was crooked.
Yeah, bro. So like, your picture is on the screen, right? The projector, it was
Oh, I
like a
see.
little bit like inverted. So it was like a square, but like where my hand is, it's like inverted.
That's not good. Yeah,
So
that's bad.
it was very annoying. It took me out of it a lot, which is probably why It wasn't great. Now, like that's a movie I feel like I have to see in an IMAX theater a night. Like
Yes, you do. So I
you
saw it.
know,
I saw it twice. The first time I saw it in just a regular movie theater, I was blown away. And then when I went and saw it in IMAX, I was, I was beside myself. There are so many visual, like we talk about visual spectacles a lot. Like Denis Villeneuve is, I think that's how you say his last name. I think it's Denis Villeneuve, even though it looks like Dennis Villanueva. That Dune 2 has some of the most incredible like the scene when they're fighting in the Harkonnen, planet, the opening scene, like there's just it's unbelievable. My worst theater experience, I was actually I think I was seeing Up, Pixar's Up, and it melted. Like the reel or whatever it
like from
was.
Inside Out. Like how does in a movie where like everyone's all upset. You know what
Like
I'm talking about?
the screen was like, it was like, and then the screen stopped and we all had to leave the theater. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This happens?
Yeah, I thought that was just a thing in movies about movies.
I thought that was just the scene in La La Land where him and her have to go to the planetarium after. I heard some rumor. I don't know if this is true or not, but when they play movies on at movie theaters now, they're just playing an Amazon Prime version of the movie. Like they're just streaming Amazon Prime and putting it on there.
I don't think so,
They can't have they
but
don't
I
have the
don't know
film
enough.
anymore.
I mean, they have, but it's like on some kind of. I mean, they project it, but I don't think they.
I think you'd be
I don't
surprised,
know,
brother.
man. I don't know, because think about the last time you were in a theater, right? And all the time people look back and you see like the little window and you see like
Yeah,
the picture kind of coming out of the window off the projection.
yeah.
Maybe it's all a facade.
That can
I don't
still
know.
be
We're getting
in Amazon Prime stream.
we're getting too deep. I don't want to know who the man behind the curtain is. Let's like, you know, let's enjoy
This podcast is
it how it
begging
is,
for us to talk about Wicked. Begging. The Man
dude.
Behind the Curtain, The Wizard of Oz.
That's
Uh,
why I said it. I'm leading in, but you got to
I
jump
know.
all over
So I
la
wanted
land in.
so the reason for this whole rant, believe it or not, there usually is a reason behind when I start talking, but I always lose the reason. Like my trail of thought just completely goes away. Honora was a really good movie. I don't think it deserved Best Picture. I don't think it's a hot take to say that not the best movie won an Oscar, because I think that's been the case for a long time, and a lot of people have had plenty of opinions about what movies win Oscars. But the movie was much more of an incredible performance by Mikey Madsen than it was like a good movie. It was not what I expected in terms of like the entirety of the film. Like I felt like it kind of it markets itself. If you watch the trailer for it, like you think it's going to be like I said Pretty Woman with the Russian mafia. And although that was at the highest level, like kind of the plan, like this Russian mafia son falls in love with this stripper, but it turns into like this kind of wild goose chase, like Safdie brothers style of movie, where like you're like 75% of the movie is just like them trying to find this kid, which I maybe is a spoiler, and if it is, I'm sorry, but it was a good movie. Not I don't think it should have won the Oscar. Don't know how Dune 2 did not get it. It was the best movie that came out this year. But Mikey Madsen definitely deserved to win. Although I have not seen The Substance yet, and I've heard some buzz about The Substance. If you know anything about this movie, that movie looked bananas.
I don't, but maybe that's a future watch. So while
Okay, you
you're on the
got one.
topic of the Oscars,
Yeah,
well, I
good.
was gonna say, I think we just roll right into the 2019 Oscars because
Okay, last show
I got up in
I've been
front of my
watching.
face.
Last show I've been watching. Hang on,
Huh?
because I clearly watch a lot more
No, you don't
TV.
get three. You don't get three. I get one
Well, I
more if we're
watch
doing
more than
this.
you.
I get one more.
Yeah, that's what
Wrong.
I said. Go for it.
Let's talk a little bit about a show rewatch, a little Designated Survivor, huh? Let's talk Keith or
Designated
Sutherland taking
Survivor.
from 24, right? This man becomes, I don't even remember what he was like the head of department for.
Wait, wait,
What was
wait,
it?
wait, wait.
Agriculture? Housing and
Is this
agriculture?
Wait, are you saying that Kiefer Sutherland is
Am I
playing the same character in this than he was in
No, he's
24?
not, but
Oh,
no, it'd be a lot cooler if he was,
I was like,
yeah. Could
Jack
you
Bauer
imagine
is
Jack?
back? Jack Bauer?
No. I don't even know I can't even remember his name on the show. I just know him as Mr. President at this point because
He's
he
the
took
president,
over.
right?
Great show. Love Keith or Sutherland in anything.
Kiefer. Is it
Kiefer, I
Keith?
always say it wrong. I always thought it was Keith or Sutherland.
Keep
I think
going,
it's
you're
pronounced
rolling.
like that. Yeah. I mean that's pretty much it. I just described the premise of the show. I don't really want to, get
I don't
too
know what
too
the
deep.
premise is.
season 3 when Netflix took it over, a little weird. That's the
It was a
thing. Like
network show.
Netflix shows, it was a network show. Yeah.
It was a network
Was
show.
it? What was it? Was it
Was it
Fox?
Fox?
I think what definitely wasn't CBS. It's not
No, I
CBS
remember.
type vibe to it.
I
It's
remember
a
seeing the
it's a
commercials.
Fox
Like I
vibe.
would watch Sunday football. Like I would watch football on
It
Fox.
might be it might have been an NBC show though, because it feels
Okay.
like an NBC show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could be.
So probably an NBC show, but it got picked up by Netflix for the third season and only one season.
Oh, that's
Netflix
annoying.
loves to do that, bro. Arrested Development too. Like
I
they picked
know.
up like 4 and 5, and like I appreciate that they did because like it was okay, and I like Arrested Development a lot. It's one of
Tails
my
off.
favorite
Tails
shows of
off.
all time. Yeah, but it's still like you get a little more, you
Did
know.
they do that with Community? Did Netflix pick up Community?
I don't know if they did or not. I don't think they
Then
did.
I need to see. I feel like I owe it to myself to watch Designated Survivor. I could use a good cheesy like network drama in my life, like 24.
Dude,
I miss
it's
24.
so, some of the some of the things are so ridiculous. Anytime anyone in the show resigns, he's just like, "Yeah, I don't accept that," and they just don't resign. It's like, oh, cool. I didn't know you could just not accept it. Resignations like that.
Kiefer Sutherland's just like holding people at gunpoint, telling them he can't leave his cabinet.
He's holding him at gunpoint with his stare as the president. That's what he
Yeah.
does in the show the entire time.
He's aged great, by the way. Kiefer still looks good.
Mhm.
We've come a long way from the bully from Stand By Me. I mean, the guy just he doesn't age, that guy. I would like to see
No.
Kiefer Sutherland in more movies.
Yeah.
Phone Booth, remember Phone Booth? Colin
Mhm.
Farrell.
All right, Colin Farrell. We're pulling this all back around in a circle now.
We are.
Let's talk
Yeah.
Oscars.
Hit me with the Oscars from this year because
Let's just talk the best picture list because like this list is like not you put it against other years and you put any of these movies up against best pictures from other years. I don't know about them, but I
okay.
like this list right now. It's pretty recent too. Like I feel like we've been doing more recent movies lately. Green Book won, which we could,
I just
we could
alluded
talk
to
about.
people being annoyed about a Best Picture winner, and Green Book was
Yeah,
immediately where my mind went.
yeah.
Even though I
You know,
loved Green Book, have you seen
this
Green Book?
year, yeah, I've seen Green Book.
It's really good movie. I don't know why people hate it so much.
Yeah, man, I thought it was really good. This isn't a Green Book episode, but Mahershala Ali was
I mean,
excellent in the movie.
I'll talk about Viggo Mortensen for hours, man.
Yeah, so good. All right, more best picture from that year: Black Panther, Black
Black Panther
Klansman.
1? Oh,
Yeah, first
geez.
one. Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, which like I
Eh,
think had mixed reception. Yeah, The Favorite, which I've never seen, but that has like Emma Stone.
yes.
Um, can't remember who else was in it, but it's like a trio female led cast. Roma, which is
Roma.
it's the movie from Alfonso Cuarón. It's like about a
Alfonso.
family.
Yeah.
Cuarón, I think that's
Yes.
how you say your last name.
Yes.
A Star Is Born, which seems right up your alley.
Oh,
And then Vice with fat Christian Bale playing Dick Cheney.
that is a good year. That is a good year for movies.
That's like
That is a lot of good movies.
that's a solid like list of. I would watch all of those movies.
Which is why everyone was so mad about Green Book, because
Yep.
I get it. I get it. I get
Mhm.
it. I think I remember that Oscars because Bradley thumbs up. Bradley Cooper got snubbed for Best Director that year. He deservedly so. Stars Born was an incredible movie. Probably should have won the Oscar.
Mhm.
But people went crazy for can you read them again? I'm sorry.
So obviously Green Book, Black Panther,
Yep.
Black Klansman,
Yep.
Bohemian Rhapsody, The
Yep.
Favorite,
Yep.
Roma,
Yep.
Star Is Born, and Vice.
I think
Roma got a lot of love as like an
Roma
artistic
did get a
film.
lot of love. Black Klansman, I mean, it's a Spike Lee movie. It's a Spike Lee
Yep.
joint, and he's pretty much, he's comfortable with the fact that he's probably never going to win an Oscar. Even though Black Klansman was phenomenal, Adam Driver, John David Washington,
Topher Grace shout out.
Topher Grace shout out. Bohemian Rhapsody that year was tough. I think Rami Malek winning Best Actor for Bohemian Rhapsody, that really rubbed me the wrong way because I can't wrap my head around an actor winning Best Picture for a biopic where they're not singing themselves.
Mhm.
Like, I get it. He can't sing like Freddie Mercury.
Well, it's also tough because like was it the same year or the year right after that? Taron Egerton did John
Rocketman.
Elton biopic, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did all the singing.
And he didn't get any love.
Yeah.
And I saw Rocketman, and Rocketman was awesome. And yes, Rami Malek does an unbelievable job playing Freddie Mercury. But for some reason, it just seems like it's not fair. You didn't sing. You lip sync. Like,
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet doesn't win for Bob Dylan. You give it to Adrian Brody again at the Oscars this past year, but that Rami Malek Oscar for Freddie Mercury still really just rubs me the wrong way, especially when you had guys like Bradley Cooper, you had John David Washington, you had Viggo Mortensen. Like, there's so many good performances. You had friggin' Christian Bale who went
Mhm.
through a disgusting transformation to play Dick Cheney. Um, there was so much that year that could have won, and I just it seemed like a miss on a lot of different accounts for the movie. The Favorite was a Yorgos Lanthimos movie, and I don't know if you saw recently Poor Things with Emma Stone. Did you ever see Poor Things?
I have
Really good
not.
movie too. Yorgos was
Mhm.
also directed Poor Things. So I've actually never seen The Favorite, but finding out that it was a Yorgos movie, like, I'm gonna watch it because Poor Things was crazy. But are we surprised that The Gentleman didn't get anything? I mean, it didn't get a single nomination.
I'm really not surprised. I don't know if Gentleman was more of a British film. Like, did it get a BAFTA? We get any BAFTAs out of this?
Did it get any BAFTAs? I don't think so.
Are
But
BAFTAs even the British Association for Film and Theater? Something like that. I think I'm right.
I think so. I think
Um,
I think you nailed that one. I think you nailed that one. But no, it didn't get really. This movie got no love, and I don't think Guy Ritchie, as a director, has had any love for any of his
I don't think
movies.
he gets a lot of love.
I don't think he
No,
does either.
I really don't. Which is a shame, honestly. I mean, here's the
Yeah,
problem: is like this is it. The Gentleman might not be an Oscar movie. Let me tell you, audience, this is a sidebar movie.
you're
This
damn
is a
right it is.
sidebar movie.
Do you
Like
mean by sidebar movie?
I
It's just
from
like
the
it's just a man movie.
it's
That's all
it's
we do.
just like no, it's just like but it's just like the wittiness and the dialogue, the
Some of my
accents,
favorite dialogue is in
the
this.
the the random just like vicious violence that occurs out of nowhere.
All of a
You know,
sudden, you just this grotesque
the
display.
fact that the star-studded cast and like we're hopping into it already. I mean, we went through the Oscars, so we might as well
Yeah,
go.
I
The
want to.
cast alone,
The cast is
you got more. You
incredible.
like McConaughey is like my fifth guy in this movie, which
Yeah,
is crazy.
agreed.
Like he's the head he headlines it on the poster, and he's the first name listed on everything. But like
Yeah, but
he
I don't
doesn't even
think
feel
this
like
is his.
close to the main character.
I don't even
You
think.
know?
I don't think he's the third best performance in this movie.
No, I think yeah, I 100% agree.
Have you seen? So have you
Charlie
seen the
Hunnam,
show? Have you seen the TV show, The Gentleman?
I haven't. I think I tried watching a little bit of it a while
It's
back.
good.
I might have to watch it.
It's really good,
Is it as good
and
as
I
the
would
movie though?
recommend the show itself. Basically, so the premise of The Gentleman at the movie is Mickey Pearson is the head of this drug this weed farm operation in
Mhm.
all of the UK, and he's basically partnering with all these lords and all their land because he can't really find a place to grow weed, so he partners with all these lords and says to them, hey, if you have inherited this estate from your late father or something, and you don't really know how to make it wealthy, well, I got a proposition for you. Let me grow weed in your basement and give you millions of British pounds, and you'll be good to go. The
Mm.
show itself follows one of these lords. So it's like the operation is alive and well, but the show focuses on one of the lords specifically. Like, I don't actually know if I like this kind of stuff. Theo
Mhm.
James, phenomenal. The show's awesome. Watch it on Netflix, really fun. Um,
Huh?
I had a note about this movie. Arguably the hardest fits in any movie ever made. Like the
Oh yeah,
outfits.
we see the fit, Guy Ritchie. We see the fit. That's all we need to say.
Guy Ritchie,
Like,
I fucking see you, dog. Like Colin
dude,
Farrell in this
the
sick ass
tracksuit,
jumpsuit. The
the
tracksuit.
tracksuit alone is just so
Oh,
perfect,
the
and like
tracksuit
and
scally cap
dry
chain.
dry eye, the scally cap. Yo, I don't have my notes in front of me, but one of the first notes I wrote down was just McConaughey scally cap, LOL. Like
McConaughey scally cap is crazy. It's
with the
crazy.
earring, the one earring, he's
Oh my
just
god, he's so swaggy.
menacing.
You got Charlie Hunnam walking around in like a three-piece suit with a trench coat, hiding a silenced MP5 underneath it, with like all the bling.
With a
Jeremy
perfect man
Strong's
bun beard.
Perfect. I mean, yeah, dude, Charlie Hunnam he's a stud in this movie. Jeremy Strong, aka Logan Roy, aka Matthew, I guess is the name of his character in this movie, but he's Logan Roy. His
The
fits go hard
fedoras.
as hell. What's that?
He rocks a fedora.
The fedora with the glasses. Dry
Perfect.
eye looks
You got
sick.
dry eye with like the white
He's always wearing
it's like the white jacket that's
the
like
white
folded
jacket,
outside.
the turtleneck. Like the turtleneck goes
Yep.
hard. Michelle
Mm-hmm.
Dockery, who plays Mickey's wife, Rosalind, she's always wearing like some exotic like dress or like one piece that just
Or like some pantsuit. Yeah, like a one piece pantsuit.
she looks she looks powerful, man. That
And then how about Hugh Grant and just like a nice jacket
I'm glad that you
with the
said it because
sunglasses,
Hugh
like
Grant, we'll get to it in
classic
best
look.
performance, but that's my guy in this movie, man. Hugh Grant is unreal in this movie, dude. I fucking love him.
So good, man.
Cool little fun fact I found while doing probably a 30,000 foot research of the movie was that there was a lawsuit. Guy Ritchie was actually sued because of this movie. He worked with a actor named Mickey DeHara on a movie a long time ago called Rock and Rolla.
From Rock and Rolla, right? Yeah.
From Rock and Rolla. Did you know about this?
No, I'm reading it right in front of me right now.
Essentially, Mickey DeHara approached Guy Ritchie at some point and supposedly gave him a screenplay, which he has claimed Guy Ritchie used to make The Gentleman, citing that there were multiple scenes in The Gentleman that Mickey DeHara had in his screenplay for Guy Ritchie that Guy Ritchie obviously rejected, that Guy Ritchie used in the movie The Gentleman, specifically citing the scene with the baby squad, or the toddlers, which is one of my favorite scenes in the movie, with the toddlers when they go in and they do they call it the
They're
fight
doing
porn,
they're doing
video.
they're British drill rapping over
The
the
dude, like the British drill rapping like over videos of them like breaking and entering and like assaulting a bunch of guys.
yeah.
Such a ridiculous scene.
But
Um,
it's also like a WWE style intro video where they have
yeah,
like their own nicknames.
yeah,
Like,
dude, it's fight. They're calling it fight porn. Like I
yeah.
love that scene. It's one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie. But supposedly Mickey DeHara wrote all that already, calling what Guy Ritchie calls the toddlers the baby squad. Nothing. I don't think anything ended up happening because of the lawsuit. But Guy Ritchie under some slack already for stealing some ideas, which we don't know anything about here at the Sidebar because we don't support stealing ideas from other people.
No, never. We would never
Um,
do that.
what what are some other Guy Ritchies you've seen? Because I haven't seen many.
I haven't seen a lot, but like I'll be honest with you, and
I
like
love
if
it.
you want to do this, like I would dive into his work if we want to do it on the pod, man. Like if we want to do a double feature or some stuff,
I
like there's
agree.
so much good
I mean,
stuff.
Lock, Stock is a big one. Obviously, Sherlock
Lock, Stock,
Holmes.
Snatch.
Snatch is big. You
I
know,
mean,
the only
Rock and Roller, which we just mentioned, I think also is
yeah,
like one of his bigger movies too.
the only other Guy Ritchie movie I've seen is Aladdin. So
Oh,
there.
dude, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. You ever see that movie?
No, I never saw it.
Oh, that was a good one.
That one came out not
I
that
like.
long ago.
No, that was 2015. I know it
Okay,
doesn't feel that long ago. It's 10 years
fuck,
ago though.
that sucks
Yeah,
because I thought that was a
yeah, that
recent
does suck.
ago.
That does suck a lot.
So,
Um,
crazy that he directed Aladdin though, the live action Aladdin with Will
yeah,
Smith.
dude, I forgot about that. I saw that too.
So okay, we've both seen another Guy Ritchie movie.
Okay, it kind of makes sense though, like with the way in that Aladdin that Will Smith is just like a wisecracking genie who's just like literally making meta jokes the whole time, and it's like
Is he just Hugh Grant's character from The Gentleman?
he basically is. We're gonna get a lot. We're gonna get a lawsuit from Hugh Grant to
Yeah, sorry,
Disney.
Mickey DeHart, don't come after us, please. I love how campy this movie is. Um, like the narration that Fletcher, Hugh Grant's character, is giving us. I love any movie that's narrated. I'm such a basic bitch. Like I'm so easy to please.
Well, so I was waiting, right? Because like every time a movie starts with narration, if you're not sure if it's gonna go, you're like, okay, are they just setting up the opening?
Yep,
Is this? And I'm like, oh, this is the whole movie,
you're
and I
right.
loved it because it's
Yeah.
the perfect amount of exposition. The fact that they're just like, what's his name? Thatcher or Fletcher? I was messing up.
Fletcher.
Fletcher. Fletcher's just in there spitting about how like spitting in his British accent,
He's
using
so
big
debonair.
words. Yeah, and then like him and Charlie Hunnam are just sitting there and they're hanging out. and Charlie Hunnam was
Well,
just like,
yeah, Charlie
I
Hunnam's
mean,
just pissed about everything. But the cool
yeah,
thing
he's pissed
about the
about
narration
everything.
is that it's narrating the story, but Fletcher is narrating the movie like a movie would be narrated, because he's written,
Yeah,
you see in like the first scene that he's written a screenplay for Charlie Hunnam's character, and he's just like, so as you're being taken through the movie of The Gentleman, like Hugh Grant is, he's reading you a screenplay that he's written about this story, which is so like, it's meta, it's third wall. I love any sort of like campy, meta shtick that they have. And
the way they weave through it, and like my favorite part's the opening, right? Like when
mm,
they're talking about introducing Mickey, and
mm-hmm.
he's like introducing him. He's like, yeah, I got a Rhodes Scholar, went to Oxford, and then he just like dropped out and
Yeah,
started selling marijuana. And he's
yeah,
narrating the whole thing. He's like painting the. That's when I thought we would drop in, right? Where it's
right.
like, okay, this is the movie now. But it was perfect, and the fact that they're just talking, they're in the house. They change scenes. He makes him take his shoes off,
He
like in
makes
the
him take his
house.
shoes off.
They
This
go outside.
They go
He's
outside. He
like,
gets
stay.
one of my
He
favorite
gets
lines.
the smokeless Barbie.
Yeah, he goes, any chance of a
Like,
steak? Like
yeah.
Fletcher's such a
And
good
this is
character.
like, imagine a guy coming to your house threatening you and just like asking you, what are the chances you'll cook a mistake?
Blackmailing
You
you,
know?
while all the
Yeah.
while making like some pretty obscene like sexual advances on Ray, Charlie Hunnam's character. Like Hugh Grant is like begging
Very.
Charlie Hunnam to like
The
come out.
tension between both of them is crazy.
The sexual tension is crazy in those
Like,
scenes. It's wild.
you,
I love Hugh Grant in this movie, man. It might be one of my favorite Hugh Grant performances. You want to jump into best scene, baby? Let's kick it off.
yeah, sure. I mean, my first one, my favorite one. It's all right. I got two favorites. You already mentioned one. Let's talk about the fight porn one. That I mean, Rick already went through it. I think that's definitely
Love
one of them.
the
Um,
toddlers. The toddlers present. Such a
the
fun video.
toddlers, great. My favorite scene in the movie is obviously Coach in the deli,
Coach in the deli. Coach in the
because
deli.
just it's not even like it's just the quips, dude.
What is the smell of wee in here? Like
Yeah.
that
Oh, what are you,
entire
the Four Seasons? Oh, we're
monologue.
putting the gay back in Marvin Gaye, are we, boys?
Putting the gay back in Marvin Gaye. This movie definitely got some negative reception in terms of what they, because there's a lot of, we probably won't be able to quote a lot of this
Oh,
movie
dude.
on here, considering we're a family friendly
I don't think we
podcast.
should. Let's just call it. There was a lot of Australian terminology
Maybe
on
we can
here.
say it and we can just bleep it out.
You're gonna, dude. Every time you're
I'll
like,
do it.
Dan, put this in the podcast. I'll do
I
it.
do
I'll
it.
do it. Yeah,
I do it. In
you do
Sidebar
it now. You
2.0.
do it now.
In
Sidebar
Sidebar
two.
2.0, I do.
Sidebar two. Sidebar
But
two.
I'll agree with you. Sidebar 1.0 was not good about it.
There's all right. Like on that topic, there's a lot of like casual
There's a lot.
racism in the movie too.
Yeah, yo,
There's
there's
like a
a
lot,
lot.
and honestly, Dan, I'm watching the movie and I'm like, I'm not. Some of the stuff is like a little. I don't know. I don't know about this guy Ritchie, but like also
Wait,
this
okay.
was
Now I get why it didn't get nominated for any Oscars.
yeah. Like now I'm looking back and it's like
Oh,
yeah,
the
that makes
four
sense.
skins! The four skins! Like he's going in, dude. That scene is so funny. Those kids are such little pricks. They come in, hey boss, let me get 2 burgers on the stove, quick lad. Like they're just like little road. They're all roadmen, the little nasty gangsters. And Coach just
Yeah,
comes in.
so
He's got
good.
his hands in his pockets the whole time. It's
Mm,
unreal. That's such a great scene, dude. Slaps the knife away. Wait,
yeah. Well,
wait.
what was it? What was it? Boys. What was it? Um, boys. Boys punch. Girls slap. Kids
Man,
stab. Men fight
kids,
with their fucking heads.
man, fight with their heads. Come down to the gym. We'll see if you'll be any use to us.
Yeah.
And he goes. The best part is after he delivers his monologue, and he's putting the gay back in Marvin Gaye, and he looks at him. He goes, "Come on, give me something. Make it good. Make it quick. Make it fast. Make it witty." And the kid just goes, "Fuck you." And he goes, "No, that was disappointed. That wasn't it. That wasn't it." Like it's so good, dude. Like I feel
Yeah.
like this movie is a constant song and dance. Like with. Wait a minute, did I just figure out why it's called The Gentleman? A bunch of like gentlemen, older people, playing around with kids. Like they're just like making fun of these kids who think they're cool. Because you get that scene later
Mm,
on in the movie with Charlie Hunnam that we'll talk about. But you know what I mean? It's just like this dance between
mm.
the more mature versus the younger, the younger dry eye. He's not used to the. Anyways, I think that's why people they call it The Gentleman. Who knows? I don't really know who
Also,
I'd
it's
call.
funny because I thought this movie was called for forever the gentleman. So I was like, who is the who? I was gonna ask you like, who is the gentleman? Who's the character in the movie, right? Because there's a
Who is
bunch
the
of people.
gentleman?
Like that would be a better discussion, right? Like, who's the
The
gentleman in the
gentleman.
movie? Is it McConaughey, who's like the
There's only
suave
one.
lead guy? Is it
Who?
who is it?
Oh, that's a good question. Who's the best gentleman? Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, it's Charlie Hunnam.
It's not.
It's the
It's
beat.
not Ray.
I'll be honest, it's definitely not Ray. I mean, it's definitely not Coach
Oh
either.
wait,
Even
no,
though
sorry.
Coach is
Ray.
definitely
Wait,
my favorite.
sorry. Ray is Charlie Hunnam. It's not Fletcher, is what I meant.
Yeah, not definitely not Fletcher. Definitely not
Yeah.
Fletcher. Fletcher is the
Maybe
opposite of a
Colin.
gentleman.
Maybe Colin
Fletcher is
Farrell.
a slime ball, dude. That's
Fletcher's the
exactly what
worst.
that guy is.
Fletcher's the
Like
worst.
he would.
He's not a
He's
gentleman.
got a bridge. He's got a bridge to sell you. Let's just say that.
Are we gentlemen?
Not to the Charlie Hunnam standard.
I wish I could be as
Do
cool as
either of
Charlie.
our beards look like that? Do either of our beards look like that?
No.
No.
We
No.
have nothing cool about us. Like everybody in this movie has something that's really cool about them, and we don't.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey has his one earring
He's got his one
and
earring. He has
the
a
scally cap.
multi-million-dollar weed operation in his scally cap.
Mhm.
I love that scene. My favorite. It's a two-parter. It's Ray. It's kind of like it's the Ray story. Like I love when Fletcher kind of paints us the picture of like, okay, Ray, like now is your time to enter the story. And McConaughey tasks Charlie Hunnam with going and getting the Lord's daughter back, who's like fallen into a heroin addiction with like these kind of like these junkies, and that's where my love for Charlie Hunnam in this movie just because he's got the OCD. He physically doesn't want to go get her back because he knows that like junkies are dirty, and he just like doesn't want to
Yeah,
be.
he's like so bothered by it. He like will spend no time in there.
He's like he's like I send somebody else because I just physically can't be in that room, and it's pretty evident like when you see him in that scene, like when he's walking around, like you can tell that he's just on edge because he's so OCD about it all. I love
My
that.
favorite Charlie Hunnam movie in the moment or moment in the movie, and like I guess we can do best scene for this too, is kind of the reverse of that at the end where he's doing the narration back to Fletcher of like
Yes,
how he caught him, and they get him in
yes,
the ghillie suit, and Fletcher's like you see him like he takes the pic, he takes the ghillie suit off, and they just
yeah,
zoom in, and
yeah.
Charlie Hunnam's in another one in the
Yeah,
fucking dreams.
so ridiculous. That's so
That
ridiculous.
killed me.
That's
My
so
other
good.
favorite like I guess I'm gonna pick the scene where it's used, but my favorite running gag throughout the film is the mini gold gun,
Mini gold gun, the paperweight.
the tiny bullets, and
Yeah.
with
Uh, when she
when
kills when she kills
yeah
the
yeah
big
she and Michelle Dockery shoots them right between the
right
eyes, and
between.
they just like spend like a minute. They're just like trying to figure out if they're like shot in the head or not.
They spend a lot longer than they need to on that moment where he gets shot in the head. I noticed that watching it again. I was like, this is taking a long time for this guy to realize if he's dead or not.
Mhm.
They really
Well,
milk
I
that.
thought I was like in my it played well because I'm like, oh, is he like just gonna be like alive? And like that didn't work, and she's
Yeah, me
like
too.
screwed, and that's the whole like joke. Like it worked, but it didn't.
But then she kills the next guy after him almost immediately. Like
Yeah.
he drops to the ground almost immediately.
Mhm.
When Ray gets the daughter back, I like all the other goons in the movie. I forget their names, but you got that big dude, you got the two big guys with him, and like he's like referencing how like he doesn't smoke. Charlie Hunnam's now he rolls the joint. When Charlie Hunnam rolls that joint himself, he rolls the spliff like just perfection. I wonder how many tries it took him to figure out how to perfectly roll a spliff like that, or if that's just
One,
like
he's a gentleman.
you think so. Well, yeah.
One tap,
But I mean,
easy.
you think Charlie Hunnam's like toking it up in real life? I mean, I guess he's an actor. He's a British actor, so
I have no idea, but
yeah. That's such a great scene in the movie. And that's when get introduced to Aslan, the character who falls, kid gets pushed off the roof, which launches into my next favorite scene in the movie, which is chasing all those kids down who are messing with the driver down at the bottom of the apartment building, and they have to go get their phones back. And my favorite scene in the whole movie when Ray chases the kid down and then gets cornered by all the gangsters, and he has just I don't think anyone has ever looked cooler in a movie than Charlie Hunnam looks in the scene when he has to get the phone back from the kid. I would stand on that. He's kind of doing this repartee with him. You couldn't back up a phone, you little. Like he's just got he's out of breath. He offers to pay for it, and then the guy walks up with a machete, and that moment when Charlie Hunnam just right, and he pulls the gun out of his jacket and just shoots it in the air and puts it right at the kid. Nobody's looks cooler. And then he does this thing. Put the phone on the ground.
Oh.
And the kid puts it, and then he goes like this. And he just kind of like scampers off.
Oh, so good.
And right as he says that, the song that they were playing, also great soundtrack to this movie, by the way. Phenomenal soundtrack. But they're playing like this kid's version of Shimmy, Shimmy, Ya from Old Dirty Bastard. And like the music crescendos right at that same moment where he scurries the guy away. Absolute favorite part of this movie, man. It's so funny. Just the while he's holding like a silenced MP5 in his other hand. Like, has anyone ever looked cooler in a movie? So cool, man. I'm all in on Charlie Hunnam in this movie, dude.
No.
It might be like man crush for me is like Charlie Hunnam in The Gentleman. I've never seen Sons of Anarchy, but this is what I think of when I think of Charlie Hunnam.
That's his other real big thing, right? That's really what he's been in, Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, he had some improvised lines in this scene too. That Guy Ritchie let him do, which we'll talk about in Best Line. But all right, you got another one?
No, I think we covered most of the big scenes. I can't think of any other best scene worthy ones. We had a lot of really. The whole movie was like, I didn't think there were any like dead scenes.
Well, I was going to say, I think that the movie trails off from like just an iconic scene, you know, like or fun. There's a lot of fun scenes like in the.
It's a bunch of like. It's basically Fletcher. The whole movie is him painting like vignettes of like what.
Yeah.
Where we're at in the story. I would take the narration honestly as like the best scene. I don't know if that's cheating because it's the whole movie, but it's kind of not because it's really just the scenes. It's really just the scenes where it's just Fletcher and Charlie Hunnam.
I like this. You know? There's a great scene where Fletcher is narrating the conversation that Dry Eye and Logan Roy have, where they're sitting at the soccer game and they're like speaking Chinese to each other, and Fletcher's on the opposite side of the stadium with his camera and he's trying to read their lips, and he forces Charlie Hunnam to read. Yeah,
read the lines.
Read the lines, and he's like, "And you're gonna play Dry Eye, and I'm gonna play Matthew." Like, and they have like this floating text on the screen itself that's like pointing to each other. Like, I love shit like that when directors will like put like an arrow, you know, to a character on screen and be like, "This is Matthew," boom, and he's talking about Dry Eye, boom. Like, I don't know what it is about that, but it just makes me really happy. It's you know, it's the little things for me. I really like the end of this movie, obviously, when Fletcher kind of
turns it around on him.
And even before that, when he pitches the producer in the movie the script for the idea of the movie, like once again, we're so
that's
meta.
Another meta moment from Guy Ritchie.
It's so meta. I don't know. Maybe Guy Ritchie movies are all like this because I don't know if I would consider Aladdin meta.
No, but that's the whole thing. It's the genie cracking meta jokes the whole movie. He's getting away. It's a Disney movie. He's not. He's got restrictions.
Can you believe that
between the lines there?
That Disney saw Guy Ritchie's filmography and said, "This is the guy who's going to direct our live action Aladdin movie."
Did this movie come out the same year as Aladdin? It did, right? 2019.
I went to the theater to see Aladdin, and I don't really know why. Yeah, it did. It came out in 2019.
You should have went to the theater to see this movie instead.
I think I might have gone to the theater to see this movie. I don't remember the first time I watched this movie, but I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, "Fuck, this movie's fun, man. Why is nobody else talking about this movie? This movie's fantastic."
So what do you think? Also,
none of our best scenes have anything to do with Matthew McConaughey.
No, because again, he's along for the ride in this movie, and not in a bad way.
Yeah,
but it's just like the prominent three, and like let's just get into best performance because that's the real argument of the thing. And
can we go to best line? Can we do best line first?
You're doing a lot. Yeah, we can do best line. Okay. We'll settle on best scene being the narration, though. I think we're both aligned on.
I disagree. I don't have any more locked.
You like the end?
No, I like Ray getting the phone back. That's my favorite scene in the whole movie. I think it's the best scene. It's just like perfectly encapsulates what makes this movie so fun. Just enough comedy, just enough action, just enough gentlemen. You know what I mean? But look at that tagline that I just created.
All right.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, you just created that. We didn't read that in the intro or anything. I didn't. We didn't write that hours ago.
Right. Yeah. uh,
Best
I
line.
love for best line. Um, I love this. I love the line in the toddlers present skunk fight porn video where Ernie's rapping. You know, they're all rapping and they're doing the drill, and Ernie goes, "My name's Ernie because the left hand's fast and the right hand's sturdy." That's
So
such a
good.
bar.
So good, man.
That's such a bar. That's such a bar. And then I also just added Colin Farrell's entire monologue from the burger place scene.
Colin Farrell has so many good lines in this movie.
I can't even too many to count.
But it's just like
I can't really.
I could watch a supercut of him just every time he talks in the movie and be satisfied.
We can't
It's
really
so
we
good.
can't really read them off, but I think one of my favorite lines is is when he's talking to Ernie at the boxing rink, and
I know exactly which line you're talking about right now, and I thought about bringing that up,
yeah,
but
I'm not even gonna say it, but you are, and you are Ernie. Because I don't call him a blanky blank. Well, why not? I think it'd be a term of endearment. I think it goes far to say that he'd actually like it. He's
yeah,
just got so many good lines, dude. They're so quick.
yeah. Well, like in like we already mentioned the putting the gay Mac in Marvin Gaye. He's
Hey,
just
Mac,
doing the he's doing the he's
yeah.
snapping doing like the he's like doing the Carlton basically.
Come on, boys, give me one. Make it quick. Make it funny.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Oh,
Don't come near me,
Jesus.
son. You'll get your mouthwash muddled up with cat piss.
Don't come near me, son. What is the smell of wee in here? Like, and it's the
Mhm.
first time you see him in the whole movie, and it's just, or when they get the kid out of the trunk of the movie or the trunk of the car, and he goes, his name's Fahak. It's spelled with a PH, so it sounds like Fahak. So it's Fahak. That's what I said, Fahak. So good back and
So
forth,
funny.
dude. There's so many good movies, so many good lines. Ray in my favorite scene in the movie when Ray is trying to get the phone back and he offers him the money. He goes, "Just take the money, and I'll be gone, like the darkness at dawn." That was apparently an improvised line that he just threw in there. That Guy Ritchie. I don't know if Guy Ritchie's known for his improvisations. I think
I
there's a
think
good
a
amount
little
of.
bit.
I think there's probably a handful of directors who don't
I
mind.
have a feeling Colin Farrell just like a lot of that stuff felt like I don't know. Felt like it
Well,
could have been improv.
I'd be
Like the
curious to find out because again, unfortunately, I haven't seen a lot of Guy Ritchie movies, and I really want to because I want to kind of find out because I do feel like Guy Ritchie movies are very driven by dialogue, and it sounds to me like Guy Ritchie he's got a way he wants people to say stuff, so say it. So I think the the vibe that I got from the Charlie Hunnam interview where he talks about improvising that line was that they're not doing a lot of improvisation because Guy Ritchie's he's like Tarantino. Tarantino doesn't like a lot of improv in his movies, right? He wants you to read the script because he wrote it. But
tell me why McConaughey has so many just like crazy leadership, like I'm the captain lines in this movie where he's just so vicious about his business.
we get it,
Like
Matthew
like
McConaughey. We get it.
like why is he playing like kind of playing the same character he is from Wolf of Wall Street where it's just
he's yeah. He's
like
he's
some of these quotes. If you wish to be the king of the jungle, it's not enough to act like a king. You must be the king, and there can be no doubt, because doubt causes chaos and one's own demise.
it's like,
And it's
brother,
like
stop trying to sell us a Lincoln, man. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
sometimes
There's like the whole Mickey story. Funny enough, I care very little about Mickey Pearson's storyline in this movie, even though it's all
not
about.
at all. I could care less,
I could
dude.
care less.
I honestly was expecting him to just like when he steps in the car at the end and gets the text from Ray. I was expecting his like he just gets shot in the head and
Just
that's
get
like it.
shot in the head.
Yeah.
But then the
The fact
toddler
that
showed
he
up.
makes it what a crime that he makes it out of this movie alive.
Ridiculous. He's been in so many positions where he should be dead.
All right.
I do
So
like this.
to
I
the
do like the scene. I do like the scene with him where he kills Dry Eye. I mean, like the way it happens after So after Rosalind, shoots the two guys with the paperweight, and then Dry Eye starts to try to get on her, and Mickey just Mickey walks in. And he doesn't you could have sworn that in that scene, because all Matthew McConaughey's character cares about is his wife. Don't touch. When you lay hands on my wife, like that's such an insane moment. But The
Well,
way
that's
he
the
just
whole. I can't remember the exact line, but it's the pound of flesh line that he
right the back.
says. He's like, I can deal with what you did, and I'm paraphrasing here, but
Yeah,
it's like I
something
can
like
deal with what you did to my business, but you can't put your like no man puts any man's hands on
that.
another man's
Wife.
wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna take a pound of flesh.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
don't choose where it comes from, what was the guy's name? He's real good with the knife.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
And
know,
he's
he's
just like
like, and he tells him he goes in the freezer, and it's like a whole monologue. Honestly, I love this. It's so vicious from McConaughey,
it
and like
is.
I kind of wish we got more villain McConaughey stuff. I feel
I
like he could do
agree. I
some
agree.
real,
He could be a
real,
good villain.
real deranged type stuff too. You know what I
Deranged.
mean?
Good term.
Like that's exactly what he would play. But he's like, oh, better get it in the freezer quick. It's below 30 in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna want it. You gotta want to make that transfer while your fingers still work.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
You're
like,
right. Damn, dude. Do we need a Matthew McConaughey villain movie? Because he's kind of a villain in
dude,
this
we
movie.
need we need him in like a what would a good type of villain movie be for him?
I mean, I like this like Bond villain style of Matthew. Like maybe Matthew
Do you know what
McConaughey's the next Bond villain. Whenever
I
they
used
make
to see
another
all the
James
time? I
Bond
used
movie.
to see it all the time. I don't know if it was just like art created by people, but like our hypothetical casting, kind of like Robert Pattinson, which we called him the Batman, by the way. People forget.
People forget.
Him is like a Batman villain, like the Riddler, something like that. That'd be too. I don't think like some character that he could just like sink his teeth into. That's not the Joker, because like I don't think he
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he'd ever do a role like that. You know what I mean? But
I see
like
him as much more of like a like maybe he's
he
like the
can, but
bad
he's
guy in
just
like a
playing a
heist
McConaughey play. Dude, if he's a Bond villain, he's just playing McConaughey, but he's like evil. Like there's like I think he could really play like a
like a psycho.
like a direct like yeah, legit psycho character.
Yeah, I think. Have you seen? I mean, I wouldn't. I was gonna say like, are there any McConaughey that we get? Dallas Buyers Club McConaughey, probably not. True Detective McConaughey, probably not. I'm trying to think of like
No,
an evil McConaughey role, but like maybe he's just
definitely
refuses
not
bad guy.
Interstellar.
No, no. He just refuses to be bad. He's always got to be the good
No,
guy. He's like Eastwood.
but that's the power of charm. He just charms us to think he's good about it. He could be a piece of shit, and we're like, "That's McConaughey. All right, all right, all
Yeah, I
right."
mean, yeah, he's kind of a bad guy in Wolf of Wall Street, you know. I mean, not for nothing,
Yeah,
but
but it's like the.
right, he's not. I mean, he could have played Jordan Belfort perfectly. You know, if those roles were reversed, I guess he was a little bit older than they were probably looking for. But do you got any more best lines?
There's one. I gotta find it again. It was when the silverback has more silver than back.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was a great one from Dry Eye.
That's a
That's
good one.
like the that was
Who says that?
who was it was Dry Eye who says it. Who does he say it to though? I think he
He says
says
that
it
to the. Does he
to.
say that to the older Chinese guy?
I think he does. Yeah, because they're
I forget.
talking
I
about
forget.
taking down Mickey.
I forget his name. What's that
I
guy's
can't.
name? The guy that McConaughey makes just like grotesquely
I think
throw
it's
up. Lord George.
yeah, Lord George.
The guy who McConaughey makes like disgustingly throw up all over the Chinese restaurant. That's such a gross scene. I can't do throw up in movies. That's a tough one.
No, definitely
Um,
not.
my name's Ernie because the left hand's fast and the right hand's steady. Like that's such a bar, man. I know. I might just rewatch the toddlers video because it's such a fun part of that movie,
So
dude.
good,
Um,
so good.
all right, let's talk about best performance, baby.
Mhm.
And why is it Charlie Hunnam?
Oh wait, no, there's I think there's one more quote that I
You got one more line?
wanted to say. Yeah, I had it written down, but I can't find it right now. We'll circle back. We'll circle back if I can find it. Best performance.
Can that be the best line? That's my favorite part of the movie. Okay,
All
best
right, so
performance and why is it
let's
Charlie
let's
Hunnam?
narrow it down. Let's narrow it down. It's really between Charlie Hunnam as Ray.
One. Like, well, I mean, in no particular order. Charlie Hunnam,
Yeah, Colin
Colin
Farrell's
Farrell.
coach.
Colin Farrell. Gotta be.
It has to be. I'm locking that. I'm happy you're lying because
You can't
we're
lock
locking
it.
it
You
in
can't
now.
lock in a best performance.
What do you mean?
You can't triple
That's
stamp, double stamp Lloyd. No.
don't you even think about citing the sidebar bylaws to me, my friend.
Have we ever done
I
that?
wrote them.
Have we ever done a lock it in on best performance?
Dude, we've locked in 50 times, and I don't think we even like we didn't write down any locks.
Our
Remember when we're
commitment
gonna do the
our commitment
we're
to
gonna do the
creating bits and not following through on bits
is a bit in itself. It's
astounding. It is a bit in itself, isn't
We're
it?
doing our best Guy Ritchie meta right now, where we're outbidding ourselves.
We do that a lot. We just constantly go back and question everything that we talk about in every episode of the show.
All right. I mean,
Um,
so it's Coach Fletcher and Ray,
right.
right?
It's Coach Fletcher and Ray. I mean, I'll say, Henry Golding is Dry Eye. I knew Henry Golding as the guy from Crazy Rich Asians before this movie, which is a phenomenal chick flick if you've never seen it. I do think Dry Eye. I think Henry Golding is awesome as Dry Eye. He's such a prick, and in every other movie I've seen Henry Golding in, he's kind of like this suave, he's a gentleman, but I wouldn't consider him much of a gentleman in this movie. Michelle Dockery, she's really good as Rosalind. She just doesn't really get a lot of screen time.
Doesn't have enough to do. Doesn't have enough to
Not a
do.
very female friendly movie here. We're not. We're not. Yeah, there's probably 4 women in this movie. And then Jeremy Strong is Matthew. He's good. I love
Again,
Jeremy
I don't
Strong.
think enough to do. He's more of just like he's like the not placebo villain, but he's basically just like a cardboard cutout bad guy the whole movie.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't even
he's
really.
like
I think.
Dry Eye is the main antagonist, right? And
Well,
Fletcher's kind of also like a secondary antagonist, but
you
like
could say that,
Matthew's kind of
or you could say that. The character of Big Dave, the journalist, the head of the newspaper, Big Dave, played by Eddie Marsan. You could say he's, there's a lot of villains in this movie, but like who's the main villain? It kind of cycles through those 3 of Golding, Strong, and Eddie Marsan. Like, I think I'm saying that right, but yeah, I mean, Jeremy Strong is. He's fine. I've seen him, and I kind of like what he's doing in this movie. It's a little odd, but it's not bad. But it doesn't hold a candle. Does not hold a candle to our big 3 with Grant.
yeah.
Hunnam,
And like McConaughey, we've talked McConaughey kind of at length in this episode, but
we've given him enough time.
he does. He's just like it's just like a okay muck. I'm not wowed by the McConaughey performance. It's good, but it's like the other performances I think are just better.
It's so hard for me to pick. Charlie Hunnam is my favorite, but I do feel like I think Hugh Grant.
Performance-wise, let's just talk pure performance, not favorite character, right? Because it's hard to take it out sometimes. I think if we're talking about pure performance, I think we got to take Charlie Hunnam out for the final 2 because Hugh Grant and Colin Farrell are like disappeared. Colin Farrell, like we talk about the contrast between horrible bosses. Those are not the same people. Could you
Colin Farrell does. How many Oscars does Colin Farrell have? Because he's never won an Oscar. This guy. What are we doing?
He's only been nominated 1 time,
and that was for Banshees of Inisherin. Did you ever see Banshees of Inisherin?
Absolutely not.
It'll put you to bed. It was fine. No. It was a very good movie, but like it's one of those like Oscar baiting, just extremely dramatic movies. I thought it was phenomenal. I would actually watch it again. But like the fact that he's not been nominated for more things is an absolute that's tragedy. And as a national movie podcaster, I'm calling on the Academy to nominate Colin Farrell for more things.
Hey,
I'm ready
Academy,
to stand up.
Hey, Academy, do better. Huh?
Hey, Hollywood Foreign Press, this one's for you, buddy. Nominate Colin Farrell for more things.
We gotta bleep that on the video. You can't be doing that.
Any press is good press, man. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why he's. I mean, he certainly
and again,
wasn't.
Here's the thing, though. Here's my argument for Coach and him being the best performance. Right? Hugh Grant had the most to do in the movie.
Yeah.
And like the narration, like I think carries a lot. Not carries his performance, but it gives a lot more sway because you hear him throughout the whole movie. So his his accent, the way he says words, the spectacular vernacular he constantly is hitting you with.
Just the vernacular of this movie. We just rename this movie Spectacular Vernacular. The dialogue is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I do really love. I love Hugh Grant. I just as an actor, and I think like most of the stuff I've seen Hugh Grant in is he's like he's in a rom-com. He's in Notting Hill. He's in Love Actually. Like he's
Yeah.
He's at 4 weddings and a funeral. Like this is Hugh Grant. He's charming. He's kind of awkward, but he's lovable, and you fall in love with Hugh Grant. He's kind of like,
He's not a slime ball like he is in this movie in
but
any
he's
one
such a
episode.
slime ball in this movie. It's
He is
so
a perfect
good,
slime ball.
dude. It's
Yeah,
so good.
it is good.
Colin
My thing is
Farrell.
though with my thing with Colin Farrell is like you really think about what he has for scenes, and it's really not a
It's
lot.
not
He's
a
got
lot.
the
It's not a lot. You're
but like
right.
he steals the show, and I think that one monologue in the deli or the
Yeah,
restaurant
burger shop or whatever.
that is just like it's so good, and
It's
it's
so
like
good.
too big. It's too big for us to put it in best line because honestly, I would just say
Well,
that
I
the
did. I
entire
did say
exchange.
in best line. I just said Farrell's entire monologue from
Yeah,
that scene.
like it's so good, dude. And
It
like he's just the wittiness, the fact that he plays a stand-up guy who's willing to get his hands dirty, but it's just like and it's so believable too, right? That he came
Yeah.
from this old life. He's constantly, the kids who try to stab him, he just says, "Go down, come down to the gym, see what we
Come
can do
down
with
to the
this."
gym. He's a father. He's a father figure. He's
Yeah,
helping people, and
he
like
goes.
there's a good
He has
scene. There's a
he
good
shows
scene
a
with
lot of
him.
Sorry, are we lagging right now? I don't know if
No,
we're talking
no,
over each other.
we're just talking over each other. You go.
Nah. Sidebar.
Sidebar. You go.
So, what I mean, really, his scenes he has that one. He has the scene where he goes to Ray and he's basically like not begging for forgiveness, but he's like, "It's my
I love
responsibility." He
that
goes,
scene.
"My boys, a lot. It's a different side,
That's what I was gonna
of
say.
coach." I say like it's more vulnerability there,
What he
right? Where
says is
he's like,
he says to Ray, I can pay you back for the weed that we stole and the money. What I can't pay you
but not
back
the
for
headache.
is the inconvenience and the headache. It's like
Yeah.
that's so genuine. Like this guy is like he knows
Well,
exactly
he's
who
the
he is.
gentleman. He's the gentleman,
He's a gentleman.
along
He's
with
the
Ray. They're both
so
just.
he's
It's the
wait wait
gentleman. It's the
so
gentleman.
he's
So,
so he's the gentleman.
so I always thought he was the gentleman. That would have made a lot more sense to me because he's the one who's like,
The
he's
movie's
just the
about him.
coach, right? I mean, YouTube would have
I don't think
YouTube had me fooled. YouTube
Matthew
had me fooled.
McConaughey's the gentleman.
I certainly not.
I think Charlie Hunnam has more of a case for the gentleman than Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not
We
Hugh
don't even
Grant.
see
Hugh Grant's
we don't even see Charlie Hunt or McConaughey's house. We know Charlie Hunnam keeps a tidy household, except for the
yeah,
bodies that he keeps in the freezer. But that's a
mhm,
gentlemanly move. He's got the barbecue that heats up the feet and also cooks steaks. Gentlemanly move.
right.
No
Yeah,
shoes in the
right.
house. Gentlemanly move.
Mhm.
OCD. But
Okay,
yeah,
how about gentlemanly move? How about gentlemanly move? Coach going back
yes.
to save Ray and Fletcher.
At the
Didn't have to
end,
do that.
Coach and the toddlers are the ones that save Mickey.
Yeah,
Because Coach saves Ray and Fletcher, and the toddlers are the ones who save Mickey.
I
They're the
know.
heroes of the movie.
Yeah,
They're the best, man. That's such a fun scene. God, I want a whole movie with just them. Maybe that guy
Did-
who claimed that Guy Ritchie stole his movie. I'd like to read that screenplay because if it had more of the toddlers in it, I'm all over it, man.
that I'm sold. No,
Yeah,
that
this yeah.
movie's the no. That movie's the gentleman. This is the
Oh, okay.
gentleman.
This is the
You
gentleman,
know.
plural.
Yeah.
Welcome to today's
Um.
episode of the Sidebar, where we try to figure out which actor was the gentleman that the movie was referencing. We don't actually
I
know.
mean, dude, that's the title of the movie in the movie. You know.
So good, man. I mean, I'll give it to Colin Farrell. I don't know why it wouldn't be him. He's so
It's
fun.
just
He's
I
so
could
fun.
watch an entire movie. I could watch an entire movie, and it could literally be like a feel good, like inspiring thing about a coach coaching kids. If he's that character, I could watch that forever.
But I
The
also want him to have
wittiness,
I want him to have a little edge too. Like he's got in this movie. He's got a little bit of an edge to him in this.
it's the perfect amount, and just like he, the scene
It is
in the
in
scene
my
in the
opinion.
deli, like just when he's yelling at the kids, he just making fun of them.
It's so perfect. That's yeah. I mean, next to Charlie Hunnam's scene, that's the best, my favorite scene in the movie. Like those, it's 1A, 1B for me. And like, once again, TikTok. Whenever either of those scenes is on my TikTok, I stop what I'm doing and I watch because I love
Mhm.
those scenes. I want more of them. Yeah, I want it. That's great. I hope there's a second one. I mean, God, I hope they make a sequel. This seems like a good sequel
I
movie.
Yeah, but they're doing a TV show now, which like I don't. In fact, there was already a lawsuit on it. I don't.
I think
Like,
you'll enjoy the TV show because it does offer. It's got a lot of fun new characters. Like I love the characters in the Gentleman movie is they're also fun. They're also different and interesting. Like the TV show has a lot of good characters. So my ask for you would be to watch the show. It's only one season. It's not very long. Theo James is the epitome of gentleman in that show. And it's got what the hell is the name of the guy who plays he plays Ray Winstone is playing like the head mob boss in the show, and Ray Winstone is in The Departed. He's the guy who yeah, you know who Ray Winstone is. He's the guy who says,
we did an episode together on The Departed. I don't know if you remember, my friend.
I do actually. That's actually our most listened to episode. So,
hey, but Frenchie, how could you forget Frenchie?
Frenchie, that's his name. Anyways, you got any wrap up thoughts for me on The Gentleman, man? We talked about this for a good while.
Dude, honestly, I fucking love this movie. I thought it was great.
I do
like
too.
we need to do more. Starting to find our groove with movies that I think are more sidebar movies, and like we're still waiting on the great movie, and like that's coming. Don't worry, we didn't forget.
I do think the Nice Guys could be a fun next one to jump us off from this. Like the Nice Guys,
it's fairly Nice Guys. I like when we do big performances. That makes it a lot easier. However, one of these times we gotta do like more unknown movies so we can really like dish out performance and not talk about. I guess
we do star-studded cast movies.
Yeah, I think that's our big thing, which I don't hate because I mean,
fine with that.
Big movies. Do we want to do The Nice Guys for the next one? Do we want to?
I love The Nice Guys. It's a fun movie. I think a lot of people like it. It's kind of a cult classic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to do that. I guess our big the looming question is,
when are we doing Wicked?
I can't believe I'm gonna fucking say this. when are we doing the Wicked episode?
Loving uncontrolled. Yeah, we gotta watch it together. I want to fly out and watch it with you and put my hand on
actually.
You. I don't know if I don't think I have the PTO for it.
I don't like that I said actually before you finish that sentence. We'll live. We'll do a Wicked episode. We'll do a Wicked episode. Maybe with some special guests.
Maybe that'd be quite fun. Perhaps, mayhaps. All right, buddy. Well, if you got nothing else, I got nothing else, which means that this has been another episode of the Sidebar. The podcast. The movie. The experience.
The ride.